Today, on the return of the Box Break podcast, I'm going into this. What is up and what is good and what is going on? So today, as we bring back the Box Break podcast after a small delay, I want to get into this set right here, the infamous Time Spiral Remastered. So this set is the newest Magic the Gathering set, and it is quite the controversial set, to be honest. It's a little bit all over the place in terms of its opinion. So most people who like the product itself, the issue comes with the price. So for those who don't know, as I record this video, there's only 4 boxes available on TCG Player under $300. The set last week was $200. Supply of this set is very, 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 very short. There's not going to be a restock, according to most distributors, or all distributors. Wizard, this is a one and done set. And the old border foil rares are quite difficult to get. They are quite difficult to pull, because it appears, due to a European vendor who opened about 1,000 boxes, they are about 1 in every 27 packs. And there's a sheet of them of 121. So that means that the odds of you pulling a specific Time Spiral rare foil, old border, not rare, any of them, whether it's Thoughtseize or Ethereal Armor, is 1 in over 3,200 packs. So that is leading to a lot of supply issue on those cards in the secondary market, and we're seeing a lot of these cards go for much higher than was anticipated. But I'm going to get into my thoughts on the set as we break into this box here of Time Spiral Remastered. So, of course, trademark Billy the Blade. Now, this video is sponsored, of course, by me, by my own money, and Box Break Network. So if you'd leave a like on the video, if you join the Discord if you're interested in purchasing any of the cards that I pull, that would be great. Or if you could just subscribe, hang out, as I talk about my opinion of this set from its release, from its spoiler, from everything about it. I have, these are my opinions of the set. And at first, I'd be honest with you, I didn't really like the set. I was not the biggest fan. I think that it was kind of a cheap nostalgia trick, right? I thought that it was, I like Dominaria as far as nostalgia goes. I think Modern Horizons was a reasonable attempt at nostalgia by bringing in characters like Urza and Yawgmoth and all that. Serra. But I wasn't the biggest fan of how Time Spiral did it, because it was just, well, here's a master set with just the cards from the Time Spiral block. And it was like, we're going to charge you double the price of a regular booster box. Although whatever is the price of a regular booster box these days. And we're going to just charge you, more prices going up, for a worse quality product. And I thought the set would look fun to draft, but I really didn't think much about it. And then we found out that the old border cards were so rare, and that the set was going to be hard to find. And all of a sudden, my interest peaked, because our first old border card is a Harvester of Souls. Because I find it that now it comes with a big collector's piece. And regardless of your opinion of, collectors versus players in Magic, that's really not really here nor there, to be honest with you. Regardless of that, you need the collectors, because the collectors are the ones who will end up spending their money. Get a Remand old border, and they did a nice job picking the cards for the curated list. I really did like it. I thought it was a good list. The old cards, I was a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. So all of a sudden, I look at this set with new eyes, and I think that long term this set is going to be like groundbreaking, because I think Wizards is looking at the way Pokemon does things. We get 2 Scrib Ranger in 1 pack. Ooh, Summoner's Pack. And then Abrupt Decay. And Wizards of the Coast will be looking at this set and seeing what Pokemon's doing with their big chase variants of cards that are easy to get. I think that's the best way to do it. I think that you want to make sure the collectors are able to hunt down the treasure, but you also want them, you know, you don't want the main base game to be so crazy expensive. I'm talking about standard. Once you're talking about old formats, all bets are off. I don't think Wizards of the Coast has any obligation to make sure that Legacy is thriving. Flagstones is a pretty good one. And a Monastery Swiftspear Old Border. As you can see, we are already not pulling the full art foils. Not the full art. I keep calling them full art because I'm so used to that. The old border foils, right? But making these chase cards that people, and not putting it like the chase cards like Borderless Force of Will in Double Masters VIP, and you need $80 just to get a shot at it, and that leads to too many bad moments. I don't think that's a good way to go about it at all, to be honest with you. I think that's a terrible way to go about it, actually. And a Blighted Woodland. But you want people, for the people who want to collect nice cards, and I think Wizards of the Coast also should be looking at the way the graded card world is exploding. And I felt graded cards in general were underpriced, and you know, I'll talk about that more in a later video about how really this is just a big price correction as far as graded cards go, and it was just a matter of time. But I think Wizards of the Coast wants there to be, remember when this was a hard card to get, wants there to be people grading new cards, chasing these jewels, these gems, right? These big hits, right? And I think that might have started with the alternate art Planeswalkers from War of the Spark. I think that was really where they really could have honed in on seeing that there's this big demand for special, actually special cards, while Wizards makes nothing special. Wizards of the Coast knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. We don't have to agree with it. We don't. And I am certainly, I'll be honest with you, I probably have more faith right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Than I do in, a Sliver Legion. I probably have more faith, to be honest with you, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Than I do in Magic. And just the way that the company is handling these things, right? I don't think that Wizards of the Coast is handling their secondary market with the hands that they really should be, right? And any game, and I've said this to people, it's why I'm not very bullish on the new Digimon game, is any game that I don't think has and our old border foil is a Zealous Jealous Conscripts. Not bad. So maybe we'll get 2. We got a Garganon. But these old bordered cards, you know, like the Thoughtseize, the Ponder, the ones that are really rare and sought after, although of course they have the same rarity, but the ones that are going to go into people's decks for the collectors will get very rare. Because the Thoughtseizes are not long for this world, I can promise you that. Life and Limb, Vandalblast, and an Urborg. Too many Yawgmoth. But another thing about these boxes in general, looking at like all the other cards in the set, because right now all the talk is about the old border cards and the foils and the money. The thing is, when these boxes were 200, if you were to open up an entire case at 200 a box, what these were, it's very hard to lose money selling the singles. I mean, look how many like $1 to $2 like common and uncommons are sitting in here. It's pretty loaded. Talaria West, Super Off Center, and an Eternal Witness. Upshifted to rare Talaria West. Oh my god, it's rare! What am I gonna do? It's $6 instead of $5. But making sets like this, I actually am okay with the shorter print. That's actually one of my favorite things about it. And I know that's gonna drive people up the wall. What do you mean? No one's gonna be able to draft. No one's gonna be able to this and that. It's like, well, makes the draft more memorable. More just like Modern Masters 1. Modern Masters 1 has performed very well over the years. And I think that's the best set probably to equate this to, is Modern Masters 1. Now understand that when they do this again, they're very, very, very likely to up that amount. Ooh, we have mind sensor. To up the amount that they are going to print on the next one, they're going to make more. Because they always do this. They put their toe in the water, they see if the water isn't molten hot or isn't ice cold, and then they, dive in head first. No concern for their own safety. Just in there as hard as they possibly can go. Another abrupt decay and a restore balance. So I think whatever set they do this with next, whether it's Ravnica Remastered, whether it's Kamigawa Remastered, whether it's Apocalypse Remastered, you know what I mean? They could do that. Like APO block. They could do any well-remembered, like original Innistrad block. That could be done. I mean, they could do whatever they want. As long as cards aren't on the reserve list, they could really do whatever they want. Skeller and a foil extirpate. Formerly very expensive purple. So I think that you're going to see remastered sets will happen again. This set, they're not... I'd be very surprised if they did another run of Time Spiral Remastered. They just have too many products. I think people think that Carta Monday just has infinite ink. You know what I mean? And they don't. It's not that easy to just, make another run of this. It's not. So, to me, I was originally very bearish on this set. I was originally not that impressed, but now that I know that there are many chase cards, you need chase cards. That was the old thing. It's like, do you have a chase card in the set? Do you have a card that everybody wants to get? That's very important. And now there's 6 of them. And it's not like the bad way, right? See, I think having your chase card in the set be a card like Uro is very bad. Because when the chase card is something in the set that you need to play the game, it leads to these very feel-baddy moments where it's like, it's a mythic because in draft, it's going to be this unstoppable force that if you have it and someone else doesn't, you're just going to win. So you can never make it like an uncommon, but it's also the type of card that is going to draw money, because if you think that, man, Mega Cinnamon, that was currently very expensive. Is if you think that card companies do not engineer chase cards, well, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. So, to me, they know that, but when your chase card is the card that everybody needs to play the game, that could lead to some problems that you really don't want to face. It's not good. You want to have your chase cards be these variants. That's why Battle for Zendikar was so successful, because it kept the base game down. It made standard cards very affordable. I mean, there were times that Ulamog with Ceaseless Hungers were like $12, man. You know what I mean? It's like, man, people had plenty of time. Yeah, it's like, I'm not worried about what it is now. If you had that long of a time and chance to get yourself a Ulamog or any of the cards from that set when they were $12, and you just waited and waited and waited and waited, and now they're $90 and you don't have a shot, just like with the reserve list, you're coming to me looking for sympathy, you got the wrong guy. I promise you, you're definitely not gonna get anything from me that sounds anywhere close to being sympathetic, because the cards were cheap for a while. No one ever talked. In 2019, the silence on the reserve list was deafening. No one was talking about it. Now everyone wants to talk about the reserve list. Now everyone's got problems with it because everything went up. You can't have it both ways. When it goes down, you have to say, okay, you got to be the first person to be like, hey, you guys should pick these cards up. And you got to realize that there's floors on everything. There's price floors on everything. And I think by the way, I think the days of the $4 booster pack in Magic might be going out the door very soon. They're removing draft boxes pretty quickly from the, how do I put it? the ethos of the game, like just the general accepted product, you know, they're pretty much getting those out of here. They are pretty much, you know, $4 boosters are going to be out the door pretty soon. Collector's boosters have done very well. Crystal Shard. So I think that this set is going to go down as very memorable for many reasons. You know, it's going to be the short print, and also the fact that you have these chase cards that you don't need them to play. You don't. There are $15, $20 Thoughtseizes everywhere, you know, from different reprints, and there's been many times that card has been very cheap, and $20 for a competitive card is really not, as far as hobby goes, that's not bad. Let's be real. We gotta stop with this cards being $4. If Thoughtseize was $4, this game would be dead. You have to have vendors who are able to make money buying and selling the card. You can't be having people making 10 cents. So that's not the way the world works. Ooh, and a Tarmogoyf. Like, this card being $20 is crazy to me, but the thing is, it took them 8 years to get Tarmogoyf down to $20, which is fine. You know, I'm not upset that Tarmogoyf's $20. I don't like that they reuse art, but I never like when they reuse art, so why would I? It's been a good box. One thing I'm missing, I think, is like Pact of Negation. Dreamstalker, Grinning Ignis. So many good cards. A lot more duds in the old border foil than you think. Now, there's a chance I might get another one, but it's also a chance I might get none. I've known a few people who've gotten boxes with 0 old border foils, which is something else. So, and I like the new Chromatic Star, Lotus Bloom, Arcades, a Strategist. Like, just there's probably going to be a bunch of these cards are going to be worth a decent amount of money in, you know, the old border foil in the long term because the supply is so low. Think about it, right? What do you think? I think that most are like 4,000 of each printed. That's less than beta. That's less than beta rares. Now, again, there's less of just in general of these cards, you know, of like Black Lotus, because there's so many different Thoughtseizes, and there's going to be other Thoughtseizes. But these are kind of unique. You know, these are kind of unique. You know, they're special cards. So I would say the Time Spiral Remastered, I have yet to draft the set, but that would just add to it. If it's a good draft set, that would be another reason to pick up boxes. Like, I would be picking up as many of these as honestly as I could. I think it's something worth your time. I really, really, really do. Going into the last few packs. Use this time, for those who've stuck around, much appreciated, towards the end of the video, to plug my Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now at 8:30. Pact the Negation. There we go. So this box is pretty juiced. Not gonna lie to you. You know? So if you want to come, we open Pokemon packs, talk like market. If you guys have anything, you see my video, you want to come in and tell me that I'm an idiot. Like, I've had a few people come on my CGC video and, you know, let me know exactly what they think of my opinion of CGC, even though, hey, Kiki, even though I never really gave my opinion on CGC. You know, maybe I'll give it one day, but right now everyone loves to talk about, oh my god, he says they're terrible. I'm like, I didn't say they were terrible, I just said that the old cases you could open with your hands. That's all I said. And a Porphyry Nudes. Remember that card. It just shows the Drop of Honey is really a scarcity issue, right? Although green is better than white. But Drop of Honey being what it is, and Porphyry Nodes being a junk rare. But yeah, I stream, join the Discord if you want to get involved in the conversation. All the links to that are in the description below. Last two packs, so the question is, can we turn this very good box into a grand slam with one more old border foil? Primal Surge, Nature's Claim, well, Primal Plasma. Primal Surge would not be in this set for sure. You don't get a foil in every pack. I do think, you know, I like scarcity, man. That's what I like. I don't think it's good to have every single card, especially reprints, to be so plentiful. I think the original Modern Masters, what was good about it was the set was so hard to find. And our last is a regular Cloud Shredder Sliver. And that's the box. So we'll just take a quick run through of the original border cards. did very well. The rares, we got Slaughter Pack, Summoner's Pack, Pact Negation, got all the cards you could really ask for. Really, really solid. Of course, the Zealous Conscripts was the foil. Kiki Jiki, Arcades, Vanquisher's Banner, Abrupt Decay, Tassiger, Eternal Witness, 2 Abrupt Decays. That was good. And the rares. All right, everyone, so thank you very much. If you remember to please like, share, and subscribe. If you watched all the way through this video, thank you very much. Helps YouTube algorithm a lot. I will catch you guys in the next video coming very soon.